बीइंग इनटू रियल एस्टेट मुझसे अक्सर पूछा जाता है कि कौन से लोकेशन में प्रॉपर्टी खरीदनी चाहिए. विच आर द टॉप लोकेशंस ऑफ पुणे, केशव नगर एंड मुंडवा. बीइंग सेम एड्रेस, उसका बायर बिहेवियर बहुत अलग है. इवन द मीडिया टीम नो द ग्रेविटी ऑफ कोरेगांव पार्क.
मुंडवा में nothing is below 8,000 rupees a square foot.
I always say a good price is a good price when the buyer thinks it is a good price. You have Google, you have Poonawalla FinCorp, you have RMZ, you have Copa, Trump Commercial, Deepak Nitrate as a company. What does it mean or add value to a location?
What is really increasing is the value of land. We've been in Mundhwa for now 8 years. We've seen Mundhwa's growth. We've seen Mundhwa completely transformed.
The only difference in what Mundhwa has and what Balewadi doesn't have is
Mundhwa has a premium Gentry, more premium community. Landlords in Mundhwa are farmers, right from the Godrej family to the Lonkar family, the Gaikwad family.
we don't need the nuisance of a nightlife, but Pune is known for good nightlife.
I won't defend that.
मुंडवा पिछले 20 साल में या 15 साल में कैसे इवॉल्व हुआ?
People started realizing that इसका location बहुत अच्छा है. We were the first players to launch over here.
Mundhwa has the potential of becoming the BKC of Pune.
All of these are gimmicks that marketing team of developers use. I don't think I can take their name.
Keshav Nagar, Magarpatta, Kharadi. Where does Mundhwa stand? Mundhwa is at 12 से 15,000 रुपया. If I go West Pune, even Balewadi is 12 से 15,000 रुपया. If you have to invest your 5 crore rupees in Pune, which location would you invest? Being into real estate मुझसे अक्सर पूछा जाता है कि कौन से लोकेशन में प्रॉपर्टी खरीदनी चाहिए. घर कहाँ लेना बेस्ट होगा? Which are the top locations of Pune? ऑफिस कहाँ लेना चाहिए? इसलिए मैंने एक सेगमेंट स्टार्ट किया जहां मैं हर लोकेशन के बारे में बात करता हूं वहां के एक डोमिनेंट डेवलपर के साथ में. और आज मैं बात करने वाला हूं मुंडवा एज अ लोकेशन with Mr. Nilesh. He is MD and CEO Kanchan Developers and he is also national conveyor for Kharadi Youth Wing. Nilesh bhai, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
मुंडवा एज अ लोकेशन आपके लिए क्या है? आपने काफी काम किया है मुंडवा में.
We've been in Mundhwa for now about 8 years. We're doing 3 projects over here, mostly residential, and we're doing some commercial that we're leasing. तो पिछले 8 सालों में Mundhwa, we've seen Mundhwa's growth. We've seen Mundhwa completely transform. And I'm very excited to be in Mundhwa. It's a location that we're bullish about. Many developers from the city want to be here. And if you see current status of Mundhwa, most big developers are here, and whoever is not here wants to get a piece of Mundhwa. Yes.
So Mundhwa as a location काफी बड़ा है. केशव नगर में मुंडवा में ही आता है.
Yes.
केशव नगर का मैंने अलग से पॉडकास्ट किया है. बट आई थिंक केशव नगर एंड मुंडवा बीइंग सेम एड्रेस, उसका बायर बिहेवियर बहुत अलग है. बायर का टीजी भी अलग हो जाता है, प्राइस पॉइंट भी अलग हो जाता है, काफ़ी कुछ अलग हो जाता है. तो मुंडवा एंड केशव नगर, ये इसका आप अगर आपको थोड़ा सा एक डिफ्रेंशिएट करना होगा तो कैसे करेंगे?
It's poles apart. Keshav Nagar predominantly has been a location for the 4,000 to 7,000 rupee market. Today, if you see Mundhwa में nothing is below 8,000 rupees a square foot. So Gentry अलग है, connectivity अलग है. I would love to do projects in Keshav Nagar also, but Mundhwa is a much more premium destination in my opinion, and I think largely buyers know that, investors know that, and developers also know that. So not much comparison between Keshav Nagar and Mundhwa, but having said that, Keshav Nagar is also a good location where we don't mind doing projects, but currently since we're doing 3 projects in Mundhwa, our total focus is on this segment where homes are more than 8,000 rupees a square foot, and where we can build offices for the future that we're able to retain.
So you said कि you have a presence from 8 years in Mundhwa.
Yes.
उसके पहले का अगर आप मुंडवा बता सके, मतलब मुंडवा पिछले 20 साल में या 15 साल में कैसे इवॉल्व हुआ है?
So I think largely पहले तो वो एग्रीकल्चर जोन था, तो यहाँ पे पूरा खेती था. Even today most landlords in Mundhwa are farmers, right from the Godrej family to the Lonkar family, the Gaikwad family. So all of these are originally farmers who used to farm here in Mundhwa. Or I think after 2005 ये थोड़ा इंडस्ट्रियल होने लगा, because people started realizing that इसका लोकेशन बहुत अच्छा है, तो यहाँ तो बिल्डिंग नहीं बांध सकते हैं, बट एटलीस्ट कैन वी मोनेटाइज मोर देन फार्मिंग. So
This was after?
This was after 2005, I think. And 2005 to 2016, 2017, it was largely industrial and mix of industrial and farming.
आई थिंक 2-3 इंडस्ट्रीज ही थे, एक डेक्कन पेपर मिल था और एक सुपर मीटर वगैरह था.
Yes, yes. So it was a good place to set up manufacturing setup or sheds and stuff like that. और फिर I think after 2016, 2017, it became our zone, and we were one of the first players to launch over here, launch a residential housing project when it became our zone. And actually that also has a very funny story actually. We were going to launch all commercial. It was meant to be about 5 lakh square feet of commercial space. And then 2019 COVID happened. So it was already
2020, early 2020.
2020, early 2020, correct.
2-3 incidents.
So we were about to launch. 2019 we had sanctioned the plans, or 2020 we were about to launch, and COVID happened. And in COVID we realized that there was this really high demand of bigger homes.
Yeah.
And we realized that this is the right time to launch slightly bigger homes. Fortunately, everything fell in place, and now we have delivered that project. It's called Ocean One and Only, next to the passport office, and we made bigger homes over there, and it really did well. So the shift, why I'm telling you this story, is that we were able to shift from commercial to residential at the right time, and that time was very bad for commercial because the work from home era had started.
I am into commercial real estate.
Yes.
2021 तक ऐसा लगता था कि कमर्शियल रियल एस्टेट में कुछ होगा ही नहीं. एवरीबडी हैड दैट वर्क फ्रॉम होम एंड दैट सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग, काफ़ी कुछ आया था, एंड नोबडी वांटेड टू कम बैक टू ऑफिस, एंड किसी को ऑफिस बुलाना भी नहीं था. तो ऐसा लग ही नहीं रहा था कि कमर्शियल रियल एस्टेट, ऐसा लगता था रियल एस्टेट खत्म हो गया, कमर्शियल रियल एस्टेट खत्म हो गया. बट रेसिडेंशियल वाज डूइंग वेरी गुड. गवर्नमेंट ने सपोर्ट भी किया था, स्टैम्प ड्यूटी भी कम कर दिया था, एंड सडनली पीपल थॉट कि बड़ा घर होना चाहिए. हस्बैंड वाइफ बोथ वर्किंग. अब वो सिर्फ 2 BHK में नहीं हो रहा है. तो उनको एक एक्स्ट्रा बेडरूम चाहिए था, एक एक्स्ट्रा वर्क स्पेस चाहिए था. वो बहुत सारी चीज़ें थी. एंड मुंडवा हैज़ अ लॉट ऑफ कमर्शियल ऑल्सो. आई थिंक वो टाइम पे उतना कमर्शियल ज़्यादा नहीं होगा जितना आज है. मुंडवा हैज़ अराउंड 15 to 18 million square feet of IT, non-IT commercial projects.
Yes. And it will only grow. The kind of ownership change that has happened in commercial projects, in land in Mundhwa today, I am very bullish that commercial projects will do well, because I believe that there are 2 types of commercial developments. One is a strata sale, which is under 2,000, under 3,000 square feet. And the other one is large commercial. And Mundhwa is in a position today where a lot of large players have invested, and they'll be doing large commercial spaces. And a lot of these large players, when they launch their commercial projects, they're not dependent on local demand. So they're not going to market trying to sell 3,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet of offices. They're into the business of leasing and retaining that asset, which I think is great for the city. If we are able to have large developers come in, make large campuses, office campuses, then we get grade A tenants and grade A occupiers to come and set up shop in Pune, which is great for the city, because at the end of the day, our housing depends largely on grade A employment.
Yes.
And the more small commercial buildings you make, the worse it's going to be for a micro market like Mundhwa. So it is in the benefit of Mundhwa that large players come here, make large campuses that have grade A tenants who in turn have employees that can afford larger homes. And I think Mundhwa is one of the only places in the city today where all of these things are falling in place. If you compare it to, there are 3 or 4 other micro markets that you can compare it to. but there it's a lot. It's very fragmented. You have a 60,000 square feet building also, and next to that you have a million square feet park also. Fortunately, in Mundhwa, a lot of the bigger developments are all all parks, and the more structured, more institutional players have invested here, which will be great for the commercial real estate market for Mundhwa. But overall, it will be great for the housing market for the city.
What does it mean for a home buyer to be in a mixed use डेवलपमेंट लोकेशन? यहाँ पे रेसिडेंशियल भी है, यहाँ पे कमर्शियल भी है, यहाँ पे आईटी भी है, यहाँ पे मॉल भी है. कोपा मॉल को विल इंक्लूड इट इन मुंडवा ओनली.
Sure.
तो what does it mean for a home buyer? How does that help for a home buyer? So there is a workable location and there is a livable location.
Yeah.
And there is mixed use location.
Yeah.
So where does Mundwa stand?
No, Mundwa, currently, I've heard a lot of people complain about the traffic.
I have a proper question on traffic.
Okay, so let's not, we'll talk about traffic in that question. But I feel over a period of time, we'll be in a situation where if you've bought in proper Mundwa, you'll be able to walk to work. You'll be able to for entertainment you'll be able to walk, for work you'll be able to walk, and even if it's not walk, it'll be a stone throw away, right? I think infrastructure over time will 100% correct itself. There's a lot of large players. There's a lot of interest that the government has shown, that local government has shown in the potential of Mundwa. And I believe we're heading in the right direction to make it a place that is balanced with good infrastructure, good housing, and grade A offices.
Okay.
Of course, with entertainment and schools, to kafi hai, schools, hospitals, and all of that. There's many. There's a new hospital coming in Mundwa. There's large chain. I don't think I can take their name, but large chain coming to Mundwa. There's malls. There's some of the best schools are on the east of Pune today. Very prestigious schools are on the east of Pune. So I think it's a holistic location. Of course, today is far from its potential, but that's where opportunity lies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said if somebody is in proper Mundwa, he'll be able to walk. He or she will be able to walk to work.
Yeah.
What do you mean by proper Mundwa? Are there any pockets of Mundwa?
No.
See,
So
you and I both know Mundwa as a location, but somebody who is sitting in Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, or UAE, US, who wants to buy a home in Pune and considering Mundwa as a location, what would you tell them?
So I'll tell you. So everyone knows Koregaon Park. So
Yes.
Koregaon Park, is divided into two big strips. One is the North Main Road and one is the South Main Road.
Yes.
So the South Main Road ends at the river, at the railway track. But
So-
the North Main Road continues.
So originally, Koregaon Park ended at Lane 7.
Yeah.
North Main Road and South Main Road.
Yeah. But now North Main Road continues.
Extended.
So today, even Westin is technically, the Westin Hotel is technically on the North Main Road.
Yes.
Now, let's take that North Main Road ahead. So after the Westin, there's a lot of large developments.
Mall.
Yeah, commercial developments coming. And then there's a signal. So the signal has 4 roads. So one goes right towards the passport office. It's not there anymore.
Earlier passport office.
The former
Ghorpadi Road
passport
it is
office.
called.
One goes straight into, it's a bridge that goes straight into Magarpatta.
Magarpatta back gate.
Yeah. Now, very few people know about this diagonal road that goes to the Hadapsar railway station.
Yes.
That's a 30-meter road on the DP, and that actually is an extension of the North Main Road. In fact, on the DP also, it's called the North Main Road.
Nice.
Yeah. So it is called the North Main Road actually goes from the Koregaon, from Lane 1, Osho, straight to Hadapsar railway station, which today, I don't know if many people know, Hadapsar railway station is a major stop today. A lot of the trains that go to the south first stop at Hadapsar railway station. I think even the ones that go to Nashik and a few other major destinations now officially stop at Hadapsar railway station. So it becomes a pick up or a drop off point.
पुणे रेलवे स्टेशन का लोड कम करने के लिए हड़पसर दे आर फोकसिंग ऑन हड़पसर रेलवे स्टेशन. कुछ दिन पहले भी रेलवे मिनिस्टर ने स्टेटमेंट दिया अबाउट हड़पसर रेलवे स्टेशन एंड आगे आड़ंती मातोबा में ये बनाने का जंक्शन बनाने का, नॉट जंक्शन सॉरी, सम हब, ट्रांजिट हब बनाने का उसका.
So the good Mundhwa, coming back to that, is I think right from Hadapsar railway station to the Western Hotel, anything on the left or on the right of that North Main Road. Let's look at that North Main Road as a spinal road.
Okay.
And anything on the left or the right of the North Main Road, both ways, it doesn't go for more than 1 kilometer. Maximum 1.5 kilometers. So 1.5 kilometers on the left or right of the spinal road is good Mundhwa. Is where you will be
Mundhwa.
able to really have a good life if you stayed there. And most likely if you have a job on the North Main Road. So western to the signal will all be commercial. It will be all grade A commercial parks.
There are very few residential.
Yeah.
There are very few residential.
Yeah. And they'll be able to walk from there to work. They'll be able to now.
So that is one good proper Mundhwa.
Yeah.
What about other Mundhwa? When you said ki if somebody is in proper Mundhwa, he or she will be able to walk to work. What about other Mundhwa?
No, so honestly, I would say Mundhwa is not very big. If you see, Mundhwa was agriculture zone before 2015, 2016. It's not a very large area. So anything before the Keshav Nagar signal is good Mundhwa only. I don't think there's anything such as not proper Mundhwa. But of course, see, today Mundhwa was being called KP Annex. 10 years down the line.
I was about to ask you what is Koregaon Park Annex.
Yeah.
And
no, what I'm saying is
does Mundhwa has earned that thing to be called KP Annex? And कहाँ तक उसको KP Annex बुलवाना सही है?
I won't defend that. All of these are obviously gimmicks that marketing teams of developers use. And let's call a spade a spade. I think we are in a Mundhwa now is in a place where it can have its own identity. It doesn't need to ride on the back of Koregaon Park anymore. I will draw a parallel. Mm-hmm. Let's draw a parallel. So there's Bombay, there's Bandra, right? So when in the 500, 600 years, year history of Bombay, mm-hmm. BKC has about a 30-year history. I mean,
not more than 30 years.
Not more than 30 years. BKC as we know it started its first development about 25 to 30 years ago.
Mid-90s.
Yes. So today, what is BKC? Bandra Kurla Complex, right?
Yes.
So BKC doesn't anymore need to say that it's Bandra Annex, or it doesn't need to ride on the back of Bandra, right? BKC has its own character, BKC has its own flavor, BKC has its own importance in the history of Bombay. I feel that, and I know as cliche as it sounds, Mundhwa will also see that. Why will Mundhwa see that? I have many reasons. Because it's very similar to the story of BKC, where a strategic location in the heart of the city opened up from nowhere, right? And that's exactly what's happened with Mundhwa. And fortunately with Mundhwa, what's happened is that there's not a lot of small developments. There's a lot of grade A institutional players who have now put their hands in Mundhwa, which I feel will contribute to Mundhwa becoming a good neighborhood, a good downtown neighborhood.
So like you said, ki marketing team of the developers use Mundhwa and Koregaon Park Annex as their strategy plan. I'll be very open, very candid.
Yeah.
Recently, we all had that controversy about land grab happening in Koregaon Park. वो काफ़ी न्यूज़ में था, controversy में था. But that land is never in Koregaon Park. It is in Mundhwa. Even the media team, they know the gravity of Koregaon Park. When they saying कि ये land grab Koregaon Park में हुआ versus the gravity it would have कि ये land grab Mundhwa में हुआ. there would be a difference. So that marketing aspect, I understand, I can relate. But my point is, if Koregaon Park did not exist, would Mundwa have its potential, what it has today? अगर कोरेगांव पार्क नहीं होता तो मुंडवा एज अ लोकेशन उतना पोटेंशियल हो सकता
Yeah,
था
because today, okay, let's look at let's zoom out a little, right? So, what do you have on the right and left of Mundwa in terms of state highways or national highways, right? So, on the right, ahead of Hadapsar, you have the Solapur highway.
करेक्ट
So the Solapur highway connects you to that entire patch. On the left, you have the Nagar highway, the Ahmed Nagar highway, or the Ahilya Nagar highway. What is it called?
अहिल्या नगर
Ahilya Nagar highway. So, so you have two
I understand.
large.
I mean, Mundwa is between Solapur highway and Nagar highway.
Correct. So it's on a very large bypass road.
And the bypass is crossing Mundwa.
Yeah. So let's say you
From
can have
Hadapsar,
Koregaon
Kharadi.
Park. You still have 400 acres of Magarpatta.
Yes.
You still have 400 acres of Amanora. You still have about 2,000 acres of Kharadi, which is today a massive employment hub and one of the most important places in Pune's real estate, commercial as well as residential. You still have Kalyani Nagar. So even if you remove Koregaon Park from this equation, Mundwa is still in the center of all of this action. So technically, I feel Mundwa really has nothing to do with Koregaon Park. It was a sensational gimmick for developers to call it KP Annex, which they did. But come on, let's cut our buyers some slack. Our buyer is smart. Buyer understands all of these things, and your buyer cannot be fooled by just calling Mundwa KP Annex. The buyer also understands that this is a gimmick and it's being used as a clickbait.
So you've used Pune's BKC for
Yes.
Mundwa.
Yes.
What was that thought about?
It was the same thing. I feel I'm very bullish about Mundwa becoming a grade A commercial destination. And it's very similar to the story of BKC. That's the reason we called it that. I also feel the kind of occupiers, the kind of tenants that we're attracting. Just to give you, I mean, I'll go out of Mundwa also, but you know, the Deutsche Bank Pan India headquarters are in Pune today. You know, why did the Deutsche Bank Pan India headquarters not go to Bangalore, NCR, Mumbai or Hyderabad? How come they came to Pune? Because they see potential in the talent over here. So you have Poonawalla FinCorp in Mundwa. You have the upcoming Bajaj Finance Pan India headquarters that will start work soon. So I think it's a great. It has the potential. I'm not going to say that it has become that, but it has the potential to become a large BFSI, financial services, and fintech hub of the country. Although I don't know if Pune as a city will take on the flavor of the hub for financial services, but definitely something is brewing where we will, I think over the next 5 years as a city, we will take up an identity of being a hub for in this AI revolution. We may take up being the place, if employers want to set up shop, being the place for cloud and AI. And I'm really hopeful that Pune, businesses in Pune will be able to grab this opportunity and make Pune a hub for these kind of services and products in the market. And if they can, then we'll be able to attract large companies to set up shop in Pune. And as companies set up shop in Pune, it does well for everybody because you have communities, you have upward mobility, and it gives a chance to many people to earn a better living and eventually be more settled in life. So I think Pune really has that opportunity in the next 5 years to create an identity that neither Bangalore has, nor Hyderabad, nor NCR, nor Mumbai. None of them have. I hope we can do that.
So when you say that Mundhwa, in Pune, Mundhwa has the potential of becoming the BKC of Pune.
Yeah.
तो मुंडवा का जो सपोर्टिंग एरिया है लाइक केशव नगर और मगरपट्टा खराड़ी, इसमें कितना बेनिफिट मिलेगा एंड मुंडवा कहाँ तक का बीकेसी बन सकता है?
बेनिफिट तो मिलेगा.
मुंडवा एंड केशव नगर आर वन लोकेशन ऑन एड्रेस. पीएमसी ने भी उसको मर्ज कर दिया.
is largely resi.
Yes.
So is Hadapsar.
Yes.
So Hadapsar
other than the Magarpatta city का जो डेवलपमेंट है कमर्शियल डेवलपमेंट, उसके अलावा और कुछ नहीं है.
Resi only. So
Amanora is all resi.
So Hadapsar, Keshav Nagar, Kharadi, Vadgaon Sheri, Kalyani Nagar. On this side, the Hadapsar industrial estate will open up. All of these will be largely residential micro markets that will benefit from Mundhwa's commercial development. See, when I talk about finance and fintech and financial services, these are jobs that are slightly more highly paid than IT.
Yes.
So the opportunity for these micro markets is that they can make homes that are slightly bigger and slightly more upscale, because the development that's happening in Mundhwa will be able to absorb that kind of pricing.
So what does a bigger brand, bigger brands in a location mean to that location? I mean, you have Google in Mundhwa, you have Poonawalla FinCorp, you have RMZ, you have Copa, Trump commercial has come, Deepak Nitrate as a company. What does it mean or add value to a location? Or do they make the location expensive?
But rightly so, na? I mean, if these companies are there, the area, obviously the land around it rises in value, and whenever prices of homes go up, they don't go up because the building has become more valuable. What is really increasing is the value of land. So you may be in a really old dilapidated building, but the value of your home may have risen exponentially because of things that are happening in that micro market.
Very good.
So what is the value? Has the value of the building gone up? No. Has the value of the apartment gone up? No. The value of the land has gone up, which is why you are getting that valuation for your apartment. So obviously when bigger players come in, obviously when marquee developments happen, it increases the value of land, and that is why we have something called the IGR, right? That is a open source published source of transactions that are happening, and everything is pegged to the ready reckoner rate. So if in a certain area of transactions are happening at a higher value, the land prices are bound to go up. So it is justified, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my point was that with so much of big developers, big names, is that helping Mundhwa as a location or making it more expensive?
I think it's still undervalued.
You think it is still undervalued?
Still undervalued. Okay. And I think this is the unpopular opinion, but because these developments have not started, the developments have not been completed yet.
Okay.
So
Poonawalla FinCorp is up.
Only that.
Copa is up.
Yeah, but Copa has a
RMZ is almost there.
Has a building behind it which is still not given possession. So a lot of these as developers, as professionals in the industry, you know about these developments, I know about these developments, but does our customer really know about these marquee developments?
The whole idea about this segment is to make the home buyer aware of what and how they can choose a location.
Yeah.
वो एक हर किसी को अपने लाइफ में प्रायोरिटी है. हस्बैंड वाइफ है, बच्चे है, घर है, ऑफिस है, EMI है, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें हैं. द आइडिया ऑफ द एंटायर माइक्रो मार्केट डिस्कशन इज टू मेक अ लिटिल देयर लाइफ अ लिटिल बेटर एंड ईजियर, वेयर दे कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि ये सारे लोकेशंस, येस आई कैन एक्सप्लोर दीज लोकेशंस, ये लोकेशंस में क्या प्रॉब्लम है एंड क्या सारी चीज़ें बेनिफिट दे सकती है मुझे.
So, look, if I commented on this, people would see it with a conflict of interest, but I'll do it anyway. I feel that if there is a any of your listeners or any of your subscribers are watching this and they're thinking of buying an apartment in Mundhwa, what they need to know is that the amount of commercial development that is going to happen, and eventually the infrastructure development that will happen, will the residential pricing today has not already leveraged that. Because if today my customer comes to my site office and I show him that all of this is coming, most customers say, sir, वो आने के बाद देखेगा ना, अभी I don't know कितना time लगेगा. So our customer in Pune is extremely smart, is extremely well researched, but what they're missing is that when something is underdeveloped, that is the opportunity for growth, right? And Mundhwa is that cusp of, it's called a hockey stick curve. A hockey, like American hockey, ice hockey, if you see, the stick is like that. So it is, it's moving, but it's moving at a very small slope for a long period of time. And suddenly there's a cusp where that, hockey stick increases. I feel that, and then it shoots up, just like a hockey stick. I feel Mundhwa is there. I don't know how long it will take. I don't know whether it's 3 years or 5 years, but definitely we are there. And once again, this will come with a disclaimer that I am a real estate developer. I have developments going on. So I would say take my word with a pinch of salt and with that disclaimer. But I don't say this about my other projects going on in other micro markets. Mundhwa is the only place that we're so bullish about. And I have projects going on in different parts of the city. I would not say this about other parts of the city.
So who you think, you have a presence of 8 years in Mundhwa, who you think is a typical home buyer in Mundhwa?
Typical home buyer is upwardly mobile family. Could be single income, could be double income. But someone who's done well at work. We've done this study at our own projects. So about 85 to 90% of our customers are self-made customers without any inheritance. Now, if you're buying a 2.5 crore rupee apartment without an inheritance, it means that you've done well in life, right? So most of our customers are achievers who have done well at in school, in college, and have really excelled at work, which is why they're able to afford a property like this. And Pune has a lot of people who are sincere. So in fact, one of the things we do at Kanchan is we celebrate sincerity. Because when we learned that 85% of our buyer is a self-made person buying this with his own hard-earned money, we realized that you can't be a lottery सबको तो नहीं लग सकता है, बराबर है. So you must be a very sincere person who's worked very hard in life to have gotten here. So we often tell our sales closing managers also that the person who's coming to meet you has done very well in life and he's a very sincere person. So don't do anything that makes him feel that you are questioning his sincerity.
Nice.
Yeah. So I feel that the buyer is could be from many walks of life, but someone who's done well, and about 15 to 20% of the buyers are buyers who've sold a previous property.
Who are upgrading from a 2 BHK to a 3 BHK,
yes.
From a 3 BHK to a 4 BHK.
So we have a lot of people from Keshav Nagar who will sell their 2 BHK or 3 BHK in Keshav Nagar buying in Mundhwa. We have a lot of people from Vagoli. We have a lot of people from NIBM because a lot of people commute from Vanovri, NIBM to come to Kharadi. So they pass Mundhwa every day, then they realize that if I lived in Mundhwa, I would still be equidistant from my kid's school, but I would be halfway to my way to work.
Yes.
So
Mundhwa gives that connectivity. I mean, if I am working in Mundhwa, Kharadi or Magarpatta,
Yeah.
and I can stay in Mundhwa and be working in any of these locations.
Yeah.
Baki micro market mein, I mean, if I am working in Balewadi, I have to stay around Balewadi only, and that is the only location I can go for work.
Yeah.
But Mundhwa changes that
Yeah.
with Kharadi and Magarpatta and Mundhwa having the commercial development on its own. Who do you think should not buy in Mundhwa? मतलब मुझे लगता है कि मेरे फ्रेंड ने नीलेश भाई ने एक मुंडवा में घर ले लिया, मुझे भी जाके मुंडवा में घर लेना चाहिए, बट आई थिंक इट शुड नॉट बी अ बायर. मुंडवा में किसने नहीं खरीदना चाहिए?
correct. So I think I mean, if you set aside Mundwa, I think person who should not buy an apartment is someone who's borrowing the entire money. According to me, if
Borrowing
you're buying
the entire money.
Interesting. If you are an investor, let's break it into two. If you're an investor, then you should have at least 40 to 50% of the money that you're buying to buy an apartment as an investor. Don't borrow 90% of the value of the asset to buy the home and then eventually hope to rent it out, because that financial planning is too neck to neck and it's too optimistic. So if you're an investor,
वैसे भी the returns on a residential property is around 2.5 to 3%.
yeah, but even appreciation, even if you think in terms of appreciation.
So what you're saying is right. I mean, somebody is taking 90% debt on a property.
Yeah,
and
that's not advisable.
Paying 8.5, 9% on EMI and getting 2.5, 3% doesn't make sense. Even, I mean, whatever your property is appreciating, the banker is making money on it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is right. I am with you.
Yeah. So and if you're a home buyer, then I feel like that. Then if you're an end user,
मुझे अपने खुद के रहने के लिए घर खरीदना है.
So then it doesn't matter whether you buy in Mundhwa, whether you buy in Keshav Nagar, in Kharadi, or wherever. It has to make sense for you to live there, right? So person who should not buy in Mundhwa as an investor, don't borrow more than 60-70% of the cost of the unit to buy if you're an investor. And if you're a residential end user, then you know better than anyone else then it's not, there's no math that you can add to it, right? Then you know whether you want to buy there or not buy there.
Bilkul. If you feel like home in Mundhwa, then only buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. Very good. Which is the biggest lie told about Mundhwa as a location? एक होम बायर को सबसे बड़ा झूठ क्या बोला जाता है मुंडवा एज अ लोकेशन में? आपको क्या लगता है?
That I don't have an answer for this because I have not gone to other people's site offices, but I honestly don't.
So,
the
forget real estate. As a location, मुंडवा के बारे में सबसे बड़ा झूठ थोड़ा स्ट्रांग हो जाएगा. मिथ क्या है?
When we first started on one of our projects, there's a railway station, there's a railway line that goes through.
Yes.
तो बहुत तभी मतलब 5 साल पहले बोलते थे कि रेलवे का बहुत आवाज़ आएगा. ये I mean other micro markets obviously try to de-sell. तो वो मुंडवा में बोलते हैं यार वो रेलवे का बहुत आवाज़ आता है.
वो तो रेलवे तो कोरेगांव पार्क से भी होके जाता है.
कोरेगांव पार्क भी है, सोपन बाग भी है. I live in सोपन बाग में भी आता है. But I wouldn't say it's a lie, but it becomes a total non-issue once you have moved in.
Correct.
It's there, but you don't. It's like white noise after a point.
ठीक है. What other issues do you think are there in Mundhwa as a location? Traffic is a big problem. I mean, I have come from Koregaon Park. अभी यहाँ पे आपके पास आने के टाइम पे, yes, it was peak hours, but 3.5 kilometers took me 25 minutes.
Today traffic is not a lie. It's the truth. Traffic is bad today. But if you're buying an under construction house, it's going to take 3 to 4 years to get possession. I am sure that in the next 3 to 4 years, infrastructure will get much better. The government is very aggressive with making this traffic situation better. And also I feel that there are enough large players who are contributing to making the infrastructure better, because they're going to invest so much money in their developments that I'm sure that they will contribute to making this better. And it's bound to happen. But today, traffic is not a lie, it's the truth. But traffic कहाँ नहीं है? University circle पे भी traffic था, solve हो गया. So that did not model colony didn't get undervalued because of the University Circle traffic. So, or Senapati Bapat Road didn't get undervalued because of that. So traffic is everywhere in Pune today. यहाँ पे थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, बट कहाँ पे ट्रैफिक नहीं है? आज आप कोथरूड जाओ, कोथरूड में ट्रैफिक है, बानेर जाओ, बानेर में ट्रैफिक है, खराड़ी में ट्रैफिक है, ट्रैफिक तो सब जगह है.
We have started to be known for traffic now. Pune as a city.
Yeah.
Which is
Because we were not used to it.
We were not used
But
to
now we are a metropolitan city, we have to get used to it. अब लॉस एंजलिस जाओ, अब न्यूयॉर्क जाओ, ट्रैफिक तो हर बड़े मेट्रो सिटी में ट्रैफिक रहता ही है. दैट if you're driving a car, if you're not using public transport, it's one of the sacrifices that you have to make.
What about public transport in Mundhwa?
But it's one of our weak points.
Weak points.
Yeah. Public transport, metro in Mundhwa is it's not the strongest point, and hopefully over the years it will get fixed. Of course, there is a line that has been declared that goes from
Nagar to Solapur highway.
Yes.
The bypass.
So that will solve a lot of things, but I hope they can figure out a way to get some more stations for that last mile connectivity.
मेट्रो बहुत ज़्यादा हाइप नहीं लगता है भाई. मुझे तो लगता है मेट्रो इज़ अ कॉरिडोर. मतलब एवरी डिस्कशन शुड नॉट रिवॉल्व अराउंड मेट्रो. वो भी एक पॉइंट है. I mean, हर किसी को मतलब yes metro is new.
जादू की छड़ी नहीं है.
वही yes metro is new. Yes Pune needs metro. But इतना भी नहीं कि पूरे शहर में आप उसको गोल गोल
हाँ, तो वही तो कोई जादू की छड़ी नहीं है. It's not going to solve all your traffic issues overnight. It's a process. We are already a developed city. When the metro is getting made in an already developed city, it's very difficult. But I think whatever has been done till now, I think they've done a fab job. But don't expect the metro to completely give you last mile connectivity in such a way that you won't need a vehicle. So, of course, there will be some pockets where it's great, but not everywhere you can expect that.
You should not expect.
You should not.
You should not.
So we have to adjust our expectations also. Be realistic.
That is what I am saying. कि मतलब metro, yes, we need metro. Metro, yes, it is good. But इतना भी उसका hype नहीं है कि मतलब पूरे पुणे में आपको metro चाहिए ही चाहिए.
Correct.
वो आप मेट्रो स्टेशन घर से कैसे जाओगे और मेट्रो स्टेशन से घर वापस कैसे आओगे या आपके ऑफिस कैसे जाओगे. दैट इज ऑल्सो अ बिगर क्वेश्चन एंड आई थिंक दैट क्वेश्चन इज ओनली इन पुणे. मुंबई नोबडी विल आस्क कि मैं मेरे घर से स्टेशन कैसे जाऊंगा और स्टेशन से मेरे ऑफिस कैसे जाऊंगा. बट पुणे में हमको फीडर चाहिए, हमको ये चाहिए, हमको वो चाहिए. दैट इज अ डिफरेंट कैन ऑफ वर्क. आई डोंट वांट टू गो देयर. व्हाट अबाउट द अदर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट्स इन मुंडवा एज अ लोकेशन?
So I think the Riverside road will be very interesting to follow. There's been a lot of discussion, there's been a lot of developments time and again on it, and hopefully it starts soon and finishes
That
soon.
is a 30-meter road if I am not mistaken.
Yes, that along the river, and I think that will ease out a lot of traffic. But I also feel that there are many other developments that will ease out traffic. If you see the nature of traffic on a particular road is because 4 or 5 roads are converging on that road, and that is why there is an extra pressure on that traffic. So even if you have a flyover or a missing link that is finished very far from the road, eventually the pressure on that road reduces, which is when traffic will be reduced. So when we are looking at traffic on a particular road, one should look at it from a more zoomed out version and see what other development is going on in and around that road, which will ease out the load on that road. And I think that there's a lot of development that's going on with that the government's doing with the missing links, with new flyovers that will ease out the pressure on that North Main Road has today.
Where is the flyover coming, if I may ask? Do you have any idea?
I think there's a flyover that's been designed in that Keshav Nagar Mundhwa chowk.
Okay.
Yeah, which will ease out a lot of traffic.
जो bypass के सीधा ऊपर से वो केशव नगर चला जाएगा.
I don't know exactly. I have not studied it so well, but
even I have not studied. I mean, I'll come back to you on that.
Yeah,
definitely. वो उसका जो news भी है वो भी मैं description में डाल दूँगा. Any other projects which will help Mundhwa as a location? Mundhwa has reached 12 से 15,000 रुपए का price point.
There's another flyover that will get finish soon is the Ghorpadi flyover. So there's one flyover that comes from BT Kaude Road.
Yes.
And another one that will go from Ghorpadi. Again, that will ease out a lot of traffic.
गोरपड़ी देयर इज ऑलरेडी अ फ्लाईओवर. तो मैं मुंडवा से अगर जाता हूँ तो मुझे एक वाई जंक्शन मिलता है. मुझे अगर बीटी कौडे रोड जाना है तो मैं बीटी कौडे रोड जाता हूँ, एंड गोरपड़ी जाना है तो गोरपड़ी जाता हूँ.
फिर और एक रेलवे जंक्शन आता है.
हाँ हाँ.
So there will be a flyover on that railway junction also.
आगे
That
वाला.
is 80% done.
आगे वाला.
That is 80% done.
Yes.
It's hopefully get completed soon.
Okay. And
that will take you to camp from Mundhwa.
Yeah.
It will take you to camp within 10 minutes.
शहीद स्मारक को कनेक्ट होता है.
Yes.
And फिर वहाँ से वो सदर्न कमांड.
Yes. So the connectivity will be superb to camp also. So if you're in camp within 10 minutes, then you're practically in the center of the city. So, and that was the only thing that was missing from Mundhwa, that we were not very well connected to camp.
Yes. So कोरेगांव पार्क से जाना बहुत बड़ा न्यूसेंस है, मतलब काफी टाइम लग जाता है.
Yes. And even the Don Bosco bridge.
Mira College.
Mira College bridge.
Mira
Even
College
once that is completed, that will ease out. See, what people don't understand is that bridge will ease out the load on North Main Road big time.
Big time.
Because a lot of those people who are going from there are now using this road.
Big time.
So it is nowhere close to the North Main Road to Westin. But even that bridge getting made will...
The entire North Main Road, South Main Road, Mangaldas Road, Bun Garden Road का जो traffic है, I think that will come to 50%.
Yeah.
Once that bridge is operational.
Yeah. That's a huge missing link today. That will...
So Mundhwa is at 12 से 15,000 रुपया. If I go West Pune, even Baner Balewadi is 12 से 15,000 रुपया. How do you differentiate Mundhwa and Baner Balewadi as locations? तो मतलब वो ऐसा होता है, मेरे दो आंखें हैं, I cannot choose one. But we are talking about Mundhwa today. तो मुंडवा के बारे में क्या राय है आपकी?
What I feel is
it is very similar market. The only difference in what Mundhwa has and what Baner Balewadi doesn't have is a retail mall.
Yeah.
बाकी सारी चीजें similar है from what Mundhwa has, what Baner Balewadi has. And Baner Balewadi feels more lively. It has more vibe. The lifestyle location kinds. Around Balewadi.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I mean, if you ask anyone from outside Pune, कि Pune में where is the happening places or where's the nightlife, everyone will tell you Koregaon Park only. No one is going to tell you Baner Balewadi. That's one. Keeping that aside, I'm not too gung ho about that. I feel the quality of...
No, we need nightlife.
Yeah.
In any location, we need nightlife. Yes, we don't need the nuisance of a nightlife, but Pune has good nightlife. Pune is known for good nightlife.
And it's an identity. It's a big part of our culture. So, and I'm not saying, getting drunk and boisterous is part of our culture.
That is what I'm saying. We don't need the nuisance of the nightlife.
Yeah.
We need good, controlled nightlife.
Yeah. But apart from that, I feel the quality of educational institutions in East Pune, so I would not say Mundhwa, but in East Pune is a lot better than the quality of educational institutions in West Pune. Of course, West Pune has a lot of other advantages, but I think when it comes to educational institutions, East Pune, I think has better options. Apart from that, I think there's a difference in Gentry also.
Please explain.
I feel that Mundhwa has slightly more premium Gentry and more premium community than Baner and Balewadi as of today, because there are a lot of buyers who have lived in Pune, in old Pune. Like I said, about 15 to 20% of our buyers are people who had houses in Camp, had houses in, on Boat Club Road. And what was considered premium locations of Pune, who've sold their houses there and, maybe Kalyani Nagar is too expensive for them, Koregaon Park is too expensive for them, and they've moved to Mundhwa. And I feel that the Gentry and the community in Mundhwa is slightly more premium than Balewadi, but it's a personal opinion. I'm sure there will be disagreements, but yeah, it's a personal opinion.
Do you think Mundhwa has the potential to reach where Kalyani Nagar is today?
It doesn't need to. Like I said, Bandra Kurla complex doesn't need to be Bandra. It has its own character, it has its own flavor, it has its own vibe, and Mundhwa for sure will. It's not. I don't think it's chasing Kalyani Nagar or Koregaon Park or Hadapsar or Magarpatta. It will have its own vibe. It will have its own culture. It will have its own community, and it will be different from what these other places stand for.
Bilkul. I mean,
Yeah.
one should not try to be what the other person or location is.
Yeah.
So, what is the configuration largely in Mundhwa as a location?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. And what is the typical ticket size and carpet size? When you said Mundhwa has larger homes.
So 3 BHK will range anywhere from 1100, but the larger chunk of the 3 BHKs are above 1400 in Mundhwa.
Nice. 1400 is a very good
Yeah.
size carpet for a 3 BHK.
Yeah. Because if you're in that above 10,000 rupee market, then it doesn't make sense to make a 1000 square foot 3 BHK. Because
Agreed.
if someone is paying maybe 1.5-2 crores for a 3 BHK, they don't want to live in a matchbox. So if you're in that price segment, it's always advisable to make a little bit of a larger 3 BHK. And the 4 BHKs range from, I think, 1500 to 2500. There are some larger developments that are doing 4,000 and 5,000 square foot homes also.
Yes.
But largely this is the configuration.
So Mundhwa also has 7 crore and 10 crore ticket size.
Yes.
4 BHK and 5 BHKs also.
Yes.
So Mundhwa as a location versus, I mean, like we said, ki Mundhwa is in the center of Koregaon Park, Magarpatta, Kharadi. So what is the price point in difference? I mean, somebody who wants to buy a home, and ये 3 location मैंने shortlist किया है. Mundhwa है, Kharadi है, Magarpatta है.
If you ask me, there's no difference. Which is why I say Mundhwa is undervalued.
Okay. So from a price point per se, there is no difference.
There's no difference. Kharadi is at the same price point as Mundhwa.
Okay.
Hadapsar is exactly at the same price point as Mundhwa.
Okay. Let's not call it Magarpatta. It is Hadapsar.
Hadapsar.
Okay.
Yeah, and Kharadi, Hadapsar, and which is the third one you said?
Magarpatta.
Magarpatta. So it's at the same price point.
Will the price point?
I feel it should be more, but it's not.
Does the price point changes? What is the price point in Koregaon Park and price point in Kharadi?
Koregaon Park, there is no residential.
Hardly anything.
So because the first 4 lanes are heritage.
Correct.
So very few residential projects get launched in Koregaon Park. There's not a lot of redevelopment that's happening in Koregaon Park. But Koregaon Park has that legacy value, right? So it will, no matter what gets launched in Koregaon Park, it will at least be 1.5 to 2 times of what the pricing in Mundhwa is. And it deserves that.
It deserves that.
Yeah.
So if somebody is selling at or somebody is buying at 10,000 rupees per square feet in Mundhwa, will
20,000 is what it should be in Koregaon.
is a good rate for Koregaon Park. Who should buy an office in Mundhwa?
I have the controversial answer to this. I think anyone who's buying an office in Mundhwa.
There are 2 ways. There
Yeah.
are 2 buyers
Yeah.
for office space also. Like investor who wants to rent it to company, have rental income, and somebody who wants to buy an office for their own self-use. जैसा आपने residential का बताया वैसा?
Let's take both.
Okay.
So let's say there's an investor who wants to rent out purely from a point of view of renting it out. He's buying an office. So let's say there's a 2,000 square foot office available at 10,000 rupees a square foot. So it's a 2 crore ka office. My personal opinion is, let's say if the project is about 2 lakh square feet, right? And the project has made all 2,000 square foot offices, right? So he's made 100 offices of 2,000 square foot each. When it comes to a residential apartment, cooperative housing societies work very differently from cooperative housing societies in commercial developments. See, when you're buying a home now, you're connected to it emotionally. So people, when they manage, I feel that, cooperative housing societies in the first place are an animal on its own. It's a very difficult situation when you have 300-400 people who've never met each other.
Who hardly meet each other.
No, but let's say the first time then the society is
First
formed.
time the society formed. Okay.
They've never met each other, and you're expecting them to come together, collaborate, decide on a leadership, and maintain an asset. None of them know how to do that in the first place, right? So it's a very difficult situation. But because home buying in India is an emotional experience, because your people are so connected to their homes, they're able to do it fairly well in housing societies.
A residential housing society.
But now when you have a commercial office, so other person going into his office is already very stressed about his work. He already has 100 things to take care of. Now, if you ask him to participate in the management of the building where his office is, especially when there are 100 other offices in that building, he has no interest. He has no interest in doing that, right? Which is why I feel, my personal opinion is, do not buy an office in a place where they're selling 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 square feet. In fact, instead rent an office. It's always easier to rent an office, so you don't have that liability of participating in that thing. In my opinion, over 10 years, because it's not managed well, that asset will devalue. So if you've bought an office for 2 crores, I don't know if you'll be able to sell it for 3 crores 10 years later. Can I say that about a home? Yes. So in my opinion, and this is the controversial opinion, is don't buy a small office. Rent a small office. Yeah, and that's the controversial opinion. So, yeah.
So I am into real estate, yes, but I am limited to Pune real estate. You are also associated with Kalyani National. You are in the youth wing.
Yes.
So what difference, आपने क्या difference देखा है पुणे real estate में versus other cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai?
Good question. So I took over as the convener for Kalyani Youth Wing National in April last year, and since then we meet every once or twice a month, and I interact with developers from across the country. Especially the 6 or 7 big cities, so there's Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, NCR, Bombay. So when I took over, as a mandate for my term, what I thought is, let's identify best practices across the country. Let's boil each best practice down to a first principle and see what you can use in your own city. So just to give you an example, no one does ultra luxury sales like NCR.
Agreed.
They sell 100 crore rupee homes, they sell 120 crore rupee homes. But can I sell a 100 crore rupee home in Pune? No. So we said, let's study it. Let's identify what's the first principle. What is the first principle in selling luxury that they are leveraging? Boil it down, understand that first principle, and use that particular first principle in Pune. So for example, one of the things that they do is they focus on experience. So when a customer walks into an experience center, the kind of fragrance that there is, the kind of person who is welcoming them,
The arrival experience.
Not only right from arrival till the end, till he gets possession, the experience is it makes you feel like you're being treated very well. What they did is they hired from the hospitality industry. So the first principle that we learned is, can we learn from the hospitality industry? Which is what we did. We have a lot of consultants that come in from the hospitality industry and train our salespeople. So that's one of the things. Another thing that we realized is that what is each city great for, right? So Ahmedabad is the best in design. No one does landscape, elevation, um, interior design like Ahmedabad. It's the even the worst building in Ahmedabad is comparable to good buildings in other cities. So they do, because it's home to NID, because it's a hotspot for design students. Ahmedabad design is very nice. What does Bangalore do well? Bangalore does alternate assets very well. So they do co-living, co-working. They keep innovating in asset classes that do very well. And of course, it's one of the biggest players in commercial real estate. Hyderabad does commercial buildings, very, very high quality commercial buildings. So that's something that they do well. Also, I feel that the Hyderabad government is very welcoming of grade A employment. That's something that we learned from them. So ये सब तो ठीक है, but पूना का क्या speciality है? So what we realized is that Pune speciality is predictability and affordability. Now let me explain.
Predictability and
Affordability. Now let me explain that. Pune is like a blue chip market, right? It's like a blue chip stock. Let's say if you buy a blue chip stock for 2,000 rupees, it's never going to become 4,000 rupees overnight. It's not a startup. It's an established market. But it's a very dependable, predictable market that it's not also going to go to zero in overnight, right? So when I'm entering at 2,000, sometimes it will be 2,100, sometimes it will be 1,900, but over time it will grow gradually. That's what Pune is. Why is it that? Because it is the market that has the lowest margin for developers. So when I talk to my friends from across the country, they are shell shocked when they hear that we work for 800 rupees a square foot, 1,000 rupees a square foot. So we're able to do that because it's a predictable market. And this is the reason that all your top developers from across the country are here in Pune, because it's a place where it's very hard to fail. For example, let's say a grade A national player launches a 2 and 3 BHK project in Kharadi. I mean, it's impossible to fail. It's going to sell well. It's going to be, anyway, if a project sells well, that's half the battle won. And then all he has to do is bring in his best practices to build a project. So very hard to fail. Now, you can't say that about other cities in the country. Like if a grade A player had to go to Hyderabad, he has to learn a lot more about the culture, about how the ecosystem of the city before he can be sure that they are not going to fail. In Pune, that bar is very low. So it's a predictable and affordable market, and our identity is affordability. So I also feel that as developers, we need to focus on the fact that our identity is affordability. So if we are making a product that I know is not going to be affordable to everybody, I think at some point I'll be making a mistake. So our very, very strong focus is on the fact that we need to keep making products that are affordable to our market.
तो हर किसी को जिसको लगता है कि बिल्डर के पास मार्जिन बहुत बड़ा है, बिल्डर बहुत करोड़ों रुपए कमाता है, इसके लिए हर कोई पुणे में आना चाहता है. मार्जिन इज नॉट द गेम हियर, इट इज अबाउट द predictability.
Yes.
Nilesh bhai, what do you think Mundhwa as a location in 10 years? आपने बताया कि Mundhwa is an opportunity today. In 10 years, can Mundhwa be the destination?
I'm fairly positive it will be, because in the next 10 years, most likely your Purandar airport will be done.
Yes.
Which is on this side of Pune.
Yeah.
So I feel that Mundhwa will have a very big role to play as a downtown of the east side of Pune. So if you ask me what Mundhwa will be 10 years from now, I feel like my answer to that will be that it will be downtown.
Downtown. 3 reasons to buy a home in Mundhwa.
You'll be close to work, you'll be close to play, and you'll be close to all the action.
3 reasons not to buy a home in Mundhwa.
If you like spending too much time in your car and you like being alone and your me time in the car, then don't buy in Mundhwa.
3 reasons to buy an office in Mundhwa.
Don't buy, rent. I already answered this. It's
And-
not a great idea to buy offices.
Okay. So I don't need to ask why not to buy in Mundhwa. One infra project that can completely transform
I
Mundhwa.
think the Riverside Road is something that we should all watch out for.
Okay. One thing that can damage Mundhwa's future.
Small developments can manage
When you say
damage.
development, commercial development, residential development,
Both.
or any development?
Both small. If you break a 1 lakh square foot plot.
I was about to ask how small is small.
So if you break a 1 lakh square foot plot into 20,000 square foot plots, and each, let's say if it's 5 brothers, family of 5 brothers that own a 1 lakh square foot plot, and if they broke that 5 into 5 different smaller plots and they gave it to 5 different developers, that's something that can really damage the market.
वैसा कुछ करना. I mean, you can make a beautiful project on a 1 acre project, 1 lakh square feet project, other than 5 20,000 ka projects.
Yeah, because that will those developments won't be grade A. It's very difficult to make a good grade A livable, usable building on 20,000 square feet.
What is the biggest lie home buyer is told about Mundhwa?
I don't know if this is the biggest lie, but अगर आपको कोई बोल रहा है कि मुंडवा में 5 साल में पैसा डबल होता है, so I think that's a lie. You have to.
मतलब होम प्राइसेस अगर 5 साल में डबल हो जाए तो वो जो भी बोलेगा वो झूठ बोलेगा. At what price point per square feet does Mundhwa stop making sense?
No, I think any real estate is a function of supply and demand. So if the supply is low and the demand is very high, then any price point is justified. And if the supply is high and demand is low, then the market will break anyway. So I don't think we can put a number to that. It really depends on supply and demand.
I always say a good price is a good price when the buyer thinks it is a good price.
Exactly. So if there's a buyer at 1 lakh rupees a square foot, then that's
We'll
good
be
price.
happy to sell.
Yeah.
So if your brother is buying a home with his own hard-earned money, would you recommend Mundhwa? Why or why not?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend, as a pure investor, I would recommend that he can buy a 3 BHK, provided that he's not borrowing more than 50% of the cost of the unit.
Okay. Good. I said ki with his own money.
Yeah.
So as an investor, he can buy Mundhwa.
3 BHK in Mundwa is, I feel, a extremely safe bet.
If you have to invest your 5 crore rupees in Pune, which location would you invest?
In Pune?
Yeah.
I would not invest in buying a home or a office. I would at some point invest in a REIT. I think it's ahead of its time, but maybe there are not active REITs in Pune. But I think we're not very far from an active REIT in Pune. But that's what I would
We are not even talking much about REIT as an option or an asset
Okay,
class.
so then let's, if you had to, if I was on a gunpoint and had to invest 5 crores, I would buy 3 1.5 crore rupee apartments in a place which is close to a commercial development, where
Mundhwa
a grade
again.
A commercial development.
Mundhwa again.
No, there are many. I mean, I'm sure Kharadi has a lot more commercial development than Mundhwa. But
So is Baner.
But so does Baner, Balewadi, and so the thumb rule would be to buy about 1 to 1.5 crore rupee homes. So instead of buying 5 crore rupee home, I would buy maybe 3 of them.
Renting becomes easy. Selling becomes easy. If you want to monetize, मतलब दो में से एक आपको अगर 2 करोड़ रुपए ही चाहिए,
Yeah, you have the freedom to exit.
Mundhwa, Kharadi or Kalyani Nagar, pick one for next 10 years.
I mean, biased answer would be Mundhwa only because there's opportunity. I don't know how much opportunity lies in Kalyani Nagar today. Hadapsar is, I really like Hadapsar as a residential area. But again, it's already peaked and there's not much land here. So
One word to describe Mundhwa by 2035.
downtown.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Nilesh bhai.
Yes.
Thank you for doing this.
Yes, thank you.